Yes, it's much better.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Anushka, can you please introduce yourself to the board members?
All right, sir. My name is Anushka Abhijit Lohiya. I'm from Ambejogai town in Bid district of Maharashtra. I have completed my early education in my hometown itself, and later for my graduation, that is in civil engineering, I did it from College of Engineering Pune, and I passed out in 2016. Since then, I'm preparing for Indian Forest Service examination as well as civil service examination. Then from last year, I have started working with two groups. One is Global Youth Biodiversity Network, and another group is a local group in my hometown, that is Harit Ambe Jogai. So yeah, currently I'm working with them and preparing for the examinations.
Okay. So, you have also stayed in Pune during your graduation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you are a civil engineer also.
Yes, sir.
You studied civil engineering. Can you tell me some considerations that you take as a civil engineer if you're constructing buildings in Pune? Some of the considerations that we should be aware of for buildings in Pune.
All right, sir. One of the considerations that should be there is about the rock that is present in this area. Mostly basalt rock is present in and near Pune, so one has to consider it while deciding what foundation should be taken.
Mhm.
Another consideration for foundation itself is the groundwater levels in the area, because there are many rivers flowing in nearby areas. So I think that has to be considered as well. Another consideration is the weather conditions in Pune, which are usually hot and humid. So, if you're going for something which is non RCC, like some materials that might be weathering, so I think that has to be considered as well.
Okay. Have you heard about the building codes of India?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so who specifies these codes?
Sir, I'm not sure, but I think it is Bureau of Indian Standards.
Yeah, that is correct. Actually. Okay, so now you are staying in Bid currently.
In my hometown, Ambejogai, sir.
Okay, it is in Bid district. Can
Yes,
you
sir.
tell me about some environmental problems that are there in your area?
All right, sir. One of the most important problem, first one which I would say, is the continuing droughts that occur in my area, since it is in Marathwada region. So that
Mhm.
is most important problem. Another problem which we are facing in last few years is the heavy rainfall, especially at the end of the summer, which is harming crops in a very great extent. And third problem that I would consider is the deforestation that is occurring, and the very less area that is under the forested area in our area.
Okay, all right. So there is a little bit of irony in the statements that you just made. For example, you said like drought is a problem, and at the same time, heavy rains are also a problem. So how do you reconcile these two seemingly opposing facts?
Sir, usually the droughts which occur in my area, that are due to the less rainfall that occurs in Kharif and Rabi season. So the drought occurs mostly in March, April area, March and April season, and sometimes they occur after the incoming of monsoon. That is after June, July, August, that time when the crops are already sown by the farmers. But if we consider the problem of the heavy rainfall, that has not been a very old problem, but it has started in recent times, and I think the climate change could be one of the major reasons for the same. So that happens like it happens like the flash flood like condition or cloud burst like conditions occur in those seasons. So even if that problem occurs, it is very small duration problem, but it destroys crops in very great extent.
Okay, so what could be the mitigating measures to address these issues?
Uh, Sir, first one I think which has been even considered in our area is the ensuring the insurance schemes that are provided by the government, especially for the crops, because that is the most damaged thing in this situation. So the crop insurance model should be present, which is specific for my area. Then another solution could be the using of solutions like chara chhawni, where livestock is provided some schemes where they could have the food and fodder and everything. That is another thing. And I think third one is afforestation and reforestation should be done, so that the
Can you do
extremely
something to address the scarcity of the water that you said like it's an issue? Uh, Specifically, some measures which can be used to sort of avoid this problem.
So if I consider the farming systems, then I think micro irrigation could be one of the solutions for this problem, like sprinkler and drip irrigation. But along with that, I think the sugarcane cultivation could be reduced, or even sustainable ways to cultivate the sugar could be taken into consideration for such things. And in the homes, I think if we could use some water, some faucets which use less water, which provide less water, that could be the solution for household use, I think.
So why are farmers growing sugarcane in that area if water scarcity is an issue and sugarcane is sort of a water intensive crop? Why are farmers going for that crop?
Firstly, sir, I think the most important reason is the money that they get from the sugarcane crop, because there are many sugarcane industries that are uh, there in the vicinity of the area, so they get a good income from that. That is one of the reasons, and I think that is the most important reason, sir.
Okay. So this income that they get, okay, so from why is it like they get good prices for sugarcane and not for other crops which may be more suitable for the climate that exists in that region? Are there any like policy framework that sort of promotes this?
So I would say, particularly for my area, I think there are two major reasons for that. One is, yes, policy related reason that though MSPs are declared for many of the crops, but procurement by government is not there for many of the crops. But in case of sugarcane, due to the industries available, a ready market is there. So that is one thing which I would say. And another thing which I consider is the presence of cooperative societies and movements that are there in especially Marathwada and Western Maharashtra region for the sugarcane industry. So that provides them an extra incentive over the already existing market and the system.
Okay, all right, Anushka. My last question to you would be: do you know which is the longest bridge in India?
I had read about it, sir, but I'm unable to recall its name right now.
Can you maybe not the name, but its location, where it is located?
No, sir, I really don't remember right now.
Okay, no problem. So that's all from my side. Over to you, Mayank sir.
Thank you, Lal sir. Hello, Anushka. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
So I can see that you have an interest in Bharatnatyam from your dad, right? So have you done any course in Bharatnatyam? Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So like my question was, you have you done any course in Bharatnatyam?
Yes, sir. I have passed Madhyama Purna exam taken by Bal Gandharva University of Arts. But I have completed it a long ago. I completed it in my ninth standard.
Right, right. So like, do you know who is a Visharad in Bharatnatyam?
As in a person?
Yes. No, what does this
Sir,
term means in
actually,
Bharatanatyam?
all right. Sir, Visharad is usually the last exam that is taken by Bal Gandharva Vidyapit. And after Visharad, you are able to teach anyone else as it is considered as the completion of the official course of Bharatanatyam.
Right. So, like, can you do Arangetram without being a Visharad?
Yes, sir. Traditionally, you can do it even without Visharad. But it is good to do it after Visharad because you have a great knowledge about different things if you complete Visharad.
Right, right. So, like, Anushka, can you please tell me why a lot of classical dances are from South India only?
So, actually, classical dance by definition is a dance where there has to be some specific rules and regulations. Only that dance is considered as a classical dance. So, I think in South Indian dances, such presence is there. Even if we consider Carnatic music, we can see that there are specific sets of rules, and these rules are not changed. So, that is one of the reasons why classical dances are more in South Indian region, but there are many dances in North India also, but they are not considered under classical due to such differentiation, I think.
Okay. Mm, okay. So, is there any classical dance from Maharashtra?
No, sir, not the classical dance.
All right. So,
But there are
Anushka,
many folk
all right,
dances.
all right. So, Anushka, can you please tell us what all this dance and the practice of Bharatanatyam has taught you?
All right, sir. Basically, Bharatanatyam has given me with creativity because I also choreograph some of the dances, and recently I have also started my YouTube channel. So that helps me a lot to wander into different directions and bring multiple aspects in various things. Another thing is it provides me with relaxation, which is required, I think, in any hobby as well as in any work. If you are relaxed, you could work better, your efficiency increases. The third thing which I learned from Bharatanatyam is the patience, because to go through initial years of Bharatanatyam, it really takes a lot of patience to learn the mudras and the different foot exercises and foot basically the different types of foods and that. So I think those are the three things which I learned.
All right. Great. Right. So, Anushka, have you ever visited any zoo?
Yes, sir. I have visited the Cadre Zoo in Pune as well as a zoo in Indore.
All right. So, like, what purpose do the zoo serve in the modern world? Don't you think that it is unethical to have zoo in present world? What purpose do they serve? This is the question.
All right, sir. Sir, I think there are the first purpose which it serves is the ex situ conservation of the wildlife, especially for the wildlife which is not which could not sustain in the its natural habitat due to some restrictions like fragmentation of habitats or destruction of habitats. So one is the ex situ conservation that is there. Another thing, I think it serves the purpose of research, especially the breeding things that are done, and so reintroduction of such braided species. So that is another purpose. And third purpose, I think it is the awareness generation among people for the wildlife, because many people cannot visit the protected areas for seeing the wildlife, but if they see the zoo, they can be aware about the situation of these animals, and it could really help us in conservation of different species. And I think fourth thing is the revenue generation for the forest department.
All right. So, uh, Anushka, do you know the scientific name of the national animal of our country?
uh, yes, sir. I'm not sure though, but I think it is Panthera tigris.
Yes, that's right. Right. So, Anushka, like, this this we are talking about tiger. There is also cow in our country, which is also a very revered animal, right? Culturally, especially. So there are recently demands from certain section to declare cow as the national animal of our country, obviously replacing tiger, right? So what is your take on this issue?
Can I take a moment to think about it, sir?
Yes, please do.
Right. So I don't know if the animal which we consider as our national animal should be from wildlife only, or it can be a domesticated animal as well. But I feel if a wild animal like tiger is as it is, if that is our national animal, it increases the awareness about not only the tigers but also the environment and related things. So it could help us at a great extent to conserve the ecosystems and environment. On the other hand, if we consider cow as our national animal, I think it is already a animal which most of the people respect, especially due to religious reasons. But if we make it as a national animal, so I don't think any extra purpose apart from the purpose that is already there, which already is in hearts of people, that is changed to a great extent. So I feel that tiger itself should be the national animal, or maybe any another animal, but from the wildlife itself.
All right, Anushka. So can you tell me the what is the state butterfly fly of Maharashtra? Is there any state
Yes,
butterfly?
yes, sir. It is. In fact, Maharashtra is the first state to have such butterfly. It is blue mormon, sir.
All right. So okay, your hobby is also bird watching. So what is bird watching actually? What do you do in bird watching?
Sir, bird watching extent is very large. If I say, you can do the bird watching even when you are wandering in your surroundings. That is the very small scale bird watching, and there are people who go particular to the bird sanctuaries or protected areas, and they do the research along with that. So even that is the bird watching. If I consider myself, I just go to the various bird sites near my hometown, and there only I do this bird watching thing.
All right. So Anushka, can you tell me which bird is considered as the largest bird?
In India or all over the
World
world?
over.
Uh, I think it is. I'm unable to remember its English name, but it is uh, Shaturmurg in Hindi.
Yes,
I
yes.
think
This
so.
ostrich, ostrich. Good. Right.
Ostrich, yes, sir.
All right. So can you tell me who lays eggs in ostrich, whether it is male or whether it is female?
I think it is female, but I don't know if there is any exception in case of ostrich.
All right. So, Anushka, my last question to you is like you are also a GRIA certified professional, right? So, can you tell us something
Yes, sir.
about green buildings?
Yes, sir. Green building, by definition, is a building in which, from the design stage itself till its construction and operation stage, the carbon footprint is tried to be reduced so that it harms environment is in the lesser extent. So that is a green building. If we
Okay.
consider different green building rating systems, then multiple things that are considered are the waste management, then sustainable locations, then water audits, energy audits. So
All
like
right.
that.
Great, great. Thank you, Anushka. I think now Rishabh sir can take over from here.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning, Anushka.
Good morning, sir.
So, so you are from Bid, Maharashtra, okay?
Yes, sir.
And it was once a part of Nizams.
Yes, sir.
So, are you aware of this Operation Polo?
Yes, sir. I have heard about it.
So, what was it?
Sir, Nizam actually did not want to be part of India. he either wanted his own state or he wanted to be part of Pakistan. So Indian government did this Operation Polo to gain the control of the Nizam state and to merge it with independent India. It was led by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, and it was not a military operation but an operation with Indian police.
Okay, and few historians also considered that this place was only the Daulatabad, uh, Daulatabad of Muhammad bin Tughlaq.
Mhm.
So, why do you think he shifted his capital from Delhi to Daulatabad?
All right, sir. As far as I remember, I think there are two, three reasons for that. One reason being he wanted to rule the whole country, so he thought a central capital would be a good idea to have control over different regions of India. Then another thing was Delhi was very close to the borders of especially the northwestern regions where attack used to be there. So he thought he could defend that area well if the capital was not in the near vicinity of that area. I don't remember
Okay,
anything else about it.
okay, fine, fine. So, there is one mythological story associated with bead also. Can you tell us about that? How it is related to Ramayana?
I actually do not know the story, sir.
So, you are not aware of this Jata Sankar temple over there?
No, sir, I don't think I have heard about it.
Okay, this was the place where Jatayu was killed. Okay, and
Right.
okay, you wrote traveling is your hobby. No?
Yes, sir.
So, what are the different places in India which you visited?
I have actually visited lots of places. I would tell a few of them.
Yeah,
I
sure.
have been to Sikkim, and I have also been to Nainital and Jim Corbett. I have also been in South, especially in the Madumalai forest and Ooty, and also to Mamlapuram, and many places in Maharashtra like Ajanta, Ellora, Konkan, Meghat.
Okay, okay. So, can you tell us what are the significant differences which you found in this north plains, north mountainous regions, and in south forest? So, what are the differences which you saw there?
Alright. Sir, in South forests, if we consider the most of the area in southern forest is either evergreen forests and also moist deciduous forest and semi-evergreen forest. The trees which are found there are usually broad-leaved trees, and the diversity of trees is far more compared to the regions in northern part, especially in Himalayas, which I have visited. If I consider the northern forests, so there are multiple types of forests in that. If we start from the Shivalik ranges and go to higher locations, then the forest changes from the moist deciduous forest to alpine forests in some areas in Sikkim. And so the flora in the region also changes accordingly. In southern areas, there are some like big leaf forests, but in if we go higher, then there are also pine forests and like that. So that is the major difference.
Okay, so can you tell me three major difference between Ajanta caves and Ellora caves?
All right, sir. Ajanta caves are relatively earlier caves as compared to Ellora caves. I don't remember the exact time when it was constructed, but I think it was around 200 300 BC for Ajanta caves, and Ellora I actually don't remember. And second difference is in Ellora caves only Buddhist caves are there. In Ajanta caves only Buddhist caves are there. In Ellora there are Buddhist, Jain, as well as Hindu caves are present. In Ajanta caves, mostly the cave paintings are there, and the less amount of sculpturing is there. But if we consider the Ellora ones, the sculptures are also there in large extent, and they are very intricate and beautiful.
Okay. So can you tell me who is the governor of your state?
Yes, sir. It is Mr. Bhagat Singh Koshari.
Okay. And my last question to you, what is this Montrex record?
Sir, Montreal's record is part of Ramsar Convention, which is there for wetlands. In Montreal's records, the different wetlands which are either very uh, they are in great danger, or if they are going to be in a great danger in near future, then they are put under this Montreal's record. And in India, there are currently two sites under it. One is the Loktak Lake, I think, and another one is Kevladev Ghana.
Okay, good. Thank you, Anushka. Now over to you, Paritosh sir.
Good morning, Anushka. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Yeah. So, tell me one thing. You've heard that the name of this place, Aurangabad, is pitched to be changed.
Yes, sir.
Have you heard?
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
why do you think names should be changed, or do names should be changed?
All right. Sir, in my opinion, I don't think the names should be changed only for the political purposes, because that way the names would be changed so many times that we would lose the track of the change of these names. And I also think that any person who lives in the town or city, that person has some very fond memories. Like I am in Aurangabad and my Nanihal is in Aurangabad, so I have many fond memories which are attached to that name and that town. So if only the demand is from a very large section of people, then only I think such name change could be considered, or that is properly explained. But only for the political reasons, I don't think it the good reason for that.
So, you must be familiar with literature, right? English literature and famous authors. So, tell me,
I
yeah, what does this line, "What's in a name," conquer to you? Who has said this, and does what does this statement mean to you? How do you interpret this? What's in a name?
All right, sir. Uh, I think it is by Shakespeare, though I'm not much aware about the English literature. But as far as I know, I think it is by Shakespeare in some of his great poems
Yes.
or drama. Sir, according to the Shakespeare, I think there is not much importance should be given to the names, but it is the feelings behind them and uh, and your experiences, and I think those things count more than the name of anything. That's what Shakespeare wants to say. But according to me, if we consider a reality, then if my name is someday changed from Anushka to something else, I think it will be not only difficult for me, but difficult for other people also to, either remember it, or I will have to do a lots of things. I will have to change my name in all the certificates and everything. So if we consider the present situation, I think yes, sentiment and the feelings behind the name are more important. But for executive purposes and everything, names are also important in present times.
Okay. So Anushka, I found many people find this classical dances and even classical jo sangeet hai, music to be kind of not exactly but quote unquote boring compared to what is produced from the Western world. So, how would you pitch for classical dances vis-a-vis the modern form of dances that are taking over? So, I need you to think and give me a 2 minute pitch on the importance and value of classical dances and what role does it play in your personal development and cultural enrichment as compared to the modern forms.
All right, sir. I will take a moment to think. That is okay, right?
Yes.
Sir, I think first of all, any classical dance in particular or any classical music is very important for any nation because any cultural thing is part of that nation's identity and the diversity that is there in any nation. Especially in case of India, our unity in diversity itself is represented by many of these dances that are there and also the music that is there in different parts of India. So I think preserving that culture is very important. So that is one of the most important things. If we go further, I agree that the popularity of Western dance forms is increasing over the time, and since the speed of such dance forms is far greater than the traditional dance forms, so it feels that it is more likable form due to these upbeats that are there in such dance forms. But I consider that the classical dance forms are also evolving with the time, as many of the dance forms, if I consider Bharatnatyam particularly or even Kathak, they are now using the fast movements to get these upbeats in their dance forms also.
Hey,
Uh,
can I stop you for a moment?
yeah.
See, I wanted, although you've spoken for time, I wanted you to pitch for, like, I wanted you to sell this dance form to a crowd of young audience who are not interested in this. Can you do that? Can you make a case so that they can shift from Western dances to classical dances and classical music? Can you just in brief?
All right, sir. So I would tell to the audience that, like in recent times, there are multiple fusions of this dance form. Like the Streeto classical dance form is coming up, and also there are fusions of classical dances with the local dance forms also. So I think the people who are not much interested, they could learn this kind of dance forms where both the things are there. Also, in this dance forms, I think youth could learn a lot about their past and their mythology. So that is one of the reasons. And along with that, these dance forms are very graceful. So maybe yes, they could learn different dance forms, but they, if they know one of the Indian dance forms, that would help them with the additional grace and additional facial expressions that are there in Indian dance forms, which make them more expressive. And I think the moments could be more clear if you learn any classical dance form first, and if then you learn any Western dance form, then the moments would be more clear and more understood by
Oh,
young generation.
okay. Um, can you tell me some of the civil engineering solutions that we can use in the construction of housing for poor people or that are being used?
All right, sir. Uh, I'm actually not aware of the solutions which are already in use in India. I know there are in affordable housing, but I do not know them. But if I want to give any other solutions, I think one would be using of some low cost material, or even adding the fly ash content in cement, so that the cost of cement and concrete would be reduced. That could be one of the solutions. Another solution could be using the more of natural light, so that HVAC demands of the building would be reduced, especially during the daytime, and the costing of energy would also be cut down. Um, then third thing I think, sir, is provision of proper, basically a better management of the area. If that is done, then even in the smaller area you could get a better FSI ratio. And yes, sir, that much I could remember
That
actually.
that's okay. So that was all from my side, and over to you, Mayank sir.
All right, thank you, sir.
Okay. So I think we can end the interview here, right? Or maybe I will ask one last question and then we will end the interview, right? So Anushka, can you tell me what changes have happened since the time when our parents were young and when we are young, right? So in this generation, what changes socially has happened? We have done a lot of economic and technological development, but can you think of few sociological changes with the current time and the times of our parents?
All right, sir. Can I take a moment to think about it?
Yes, please do.
All right. Sir, I think one of the most important change in the is in the term of women empowerment. In the time of our parents, the education of women, even the sex ratio and all those things were very less. But today, almost we have reached to a good level of education in women, not only in the developed part, but also in the less developed states of India. So that is a important change. Another change, I think, sir, is the change in the look towards the uh, so-called lower caste people. Even that has changed because they have gained a lot of government jobs, and also especially in urban areas, these lines between the caste have blurred to a great extent. So that is another change which I think has happened over last 30-40 years. um, then third change, which I would say is actually a negative one according to me, it is the increasing demand for reservation, especially from the semi-urban areas, because of the economic differences that have occurred over the time. So that is a third change which has happened, sir.
Is there any environmental change also?
Yes, sir. And environment has degraded more compared to the times of our parents. But at the same time, the awareness about the environment conservation has increased to a greater extent. So I think it is negative but a positive change also.
All right. Uh, so I think that's it, Anushka. Your interview is over. You can please leave the call for few minutes. Then I'll text you, and you please join back for the feedback. Right?
All right. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.